Oh, Hotep, Grand Rising. I just finished my little morning exercise, but as I was exercising, going for my little 2 mile walk that I try to complete on a daily basis, 2 miles or more, I was listening to an interview by Runoko Rashidi, done back in 2015. And anybody who knows about Runoko Rashidi knows that he's a master historian, anthropologist, so on and so forth, educator, and a world traveler. And he talked about a lot of stuff. But having just come back from the continent, I guess the thought that really resonated with me was how we have inhabited everywhere on this planet. First of all, that we were the first to inhabit this planet, and that we spread out all over this planet. And, there was some conversation about the Moors and various Hebrew Israelites and all these different black organizations that we now have going on. And it just really struck me how that is just another form of division amongst our people. You got your foundational Black Americans, you got your ADOS, descendants of slaves, American descendants of slaves, your Hebrew Israelites, you got your Moors, you got all these different people. And a lot of them, some of them disassociate themselves from Africa. Not all of them, but some of them do. They make a point of being their specific identification of themselves. But what struck me, because I use one of my affirmations is that the eye of my mind is my imagination, my third eye, through which I can see, I can envision a better world, a world in which we are truly free. And that's just a small part of it, but that's how it starts out. And when I think about using my imagination, my third eye, it dawns on me that if my people across the board, around the world, could get past the Western indoctrination that afflicts us all in one shape or form, if we could get beyond that and truly recognize and believe at the core of our very being that we are all Africans. We have an African heritage, and we are, in fact, Africans. Africans who could be Hebrew Israelites, Africans who could be Moors, Africans who are, African descendants of slavery, American descendants of slavery, all across the board. But focus on this foundational fact that we are all Africans. And if we could come together just under that fact, actually, it's not an idea, it's not a concept, it's not, a fantasy. It's a historical phenological. I'm trying to use some big words here, but it's a fact, that we are all, African descendants. And so if we could just rally around that, can you imagine the kind of power, the kind of statements, the kind of unity that could be generated if we just stop allowing these different categories within the African community and just focus on the one thing, that we're African. Man, like I say, using my imagination, what I consider my third eye, and what I envision as a possibility of coming together under that one banner, that we are all Africans. and that we, just really, just rally around that reality, that truth, and just stop all this division, and then just acknowledge, that we are not living up to our full potential simply because we're so divided. So just find that one thing. It's just a thought. I'm not well versed in the historical aspects of all our history, but the little bit I'm learning, makes sense to me. And so I guess I'm going to start rambling now. So I'll just leave that one thought, and I know there's people, of course, people are going to disagree with that thought, because some people don't want to be African. They don't want to associate themselves with the continent of Africa because they have this colonized mindset regarding Africa and the story of Africa and the history of Africa. And yeah. So anyway, just thought I'd share that. I hope the video isn't too long. 6 minutes, man. Wow. Let's see, maybe you'll listen to it all the way through, maybe not. Maybe even offer a comment. But, peace and blessings, and I hope you listen.